1,000 laughs over a weekend of swell. Vail Comedy Festival. Pet an alpaca or hike a trail.
Hey everybody, Mark Masters here, live from Vail Comedy Festival. We're back again. This is a virtual conversation. It's just a couple days after the Vail Comedy Festival, so memories are fresh. I'm here with Humzah Choudry. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Humzah, yeah.
Awesome. Humzah Choudry. Say hello.
Hi, hello.
Humzah was a guest to the festival, also is a comedian, so got to hit some open mics. So we're going to hear a fresh perspective from him. Humzah, what do you think about the festival? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, definitely had a good time. It was really fun. Vail was like an incredible city, and then also like there was constantly something to do at the festival, which was great, as well as like I guess it seems like it was like a little off season for Vail, so it's like everyone there was like kind of there for the festival, which made it very fun. It almost felt like it was like the festival was kind of the town at the same time. So yeah, I did have a lot of fun.
Awesome. And where did you travel from? You were an out-of-state guest, which was pretty exciting for us.
I flew in from Oklahoma.
Nice.
So yeah, it wasn't a bad. It was a nice, like maybe hour-and-a-half flight.
Okay.
And then just a nice hour-and-a-half drive over from the airport.
Cool. So you flew into Denver, took some kind of ground transportation up to Vail. Where did you stay during the festival?
I stayed in an Airbnb. I got super lucky. I snagged an Airbnb that I think was like, I think I ended up paying 200 something, like just a little over 200 for 2 nights and a day.
Wow.
Which was a great deal. It was so close to like the Village area. I want to say downtown, but somebody corrected me that it's the Village in Vail. So I stayed very close, and I managed to also get a bike. So it was beautiful. I was just able to bike over whenever I wanted to come see some shows, and the weather was fantastic. So like everything worked out really well.
That's amazing. That's great. And I think you met up with some friends in Colorado as well.
That's right. I had some friends. Hold on. I'm gonna close my window real quick.
All right. So Humzah, just to recap, as he's figuring out some sound issues, we got the audio engineers on this. Humzah from Oklahoma, comedian, guest to the festival, an attendee, got to see some shows, stayed very close to Vail Village, and was biking around all weekend in the beautiful Memorial Day weather. Okay, so let's talk about, have you been to a comedy festival before, Humzah?
Yes, I was in Melbourne once, and I just so happened to be there at the same time.
That's a huge festival, right?
It was amazing. Yeah, it was really great.
Very different, very far away. The toilets flush differently, and and much larger.
That was my biggest complaint, was the toilet flushing.
In Vail, toilets flush just normal North Americans.
Correct way,
come on out to the comedy festival. Awesome. Did you get a t-shirt? Did we get you a t-shirt?
No, they were sold out of my size.
Oh, are you extra large? Is that what's going on? What size are you?
I prefer my stuff a little baggy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. They're very soft, very nice.
Dude, they were really good t-shirts. Yeah. They were very soft.
Oh, that's right. We had you trying to sell some t-shirts at one point. Humzah, a special deal. If you sell a certain number of t-shirts, you get one free. Humzah very confident going in, like a good comedian. Had a lot of confidence.
I ended up working more to get people to go to the magic show, because the magic show was incredible.
It was incredible. Talk about that a little bit. Talk about the venue. So you went down into Bridge Street Bar. Describe that from a comedian's perspective. The Bridge Street Bar.
Yeah. So Bridge Street Bar, it's exactly kind of what you want out of like a ski town. It's like a little like underground basement. It's like a perfect balance between ski town and comedy bar, where it's like downstairs, low ceiling. There's an extra room where you can kind of get some space if you need, but like the venue for the comedy was like, had a little stage, bar right next to it. And I went down there and I watched the comedian. I think he was doing like 3 o'clock on Saturday or something.
The magician.
The magician.
Yeah, Travis Nye. So funny. So talented.
Yeah, I like audibly get. I felt bad because there was kids in the show, and I literally was like, what the f, like after one of his tricks, and I was like, I couldn't even. I felt bad. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, there were a lot of comedians who were very skeptical of magic who wandered into that show and were just blown away. Some of them got taken onto stage, and I heard a story later that a lot of people were asking one of the comedians, "Were you in on that trick? Like, what? How did he do that?" The comedian was like, "I had nothing to do with it. I have no idea how it happened. I'm as amazed and bewildered as you are."
Yeah. Even the trick I saw with the female comedian that went up, it was like even if they were coordinated, it would have had to been so like perfect, like they would have had to work together for years to do it.
Right.
So
that was pretty cool to see some skeptics definitely turned around on magic. Another component of the Vail Comedy Festival, the magician was there primarily for some free, open to the public, family-friendly events we did over at the Rocket Fizz stage. Rocket Fizz is a candy store in Lion's Head, and there were like over 100 people gathered for the first magic show that he did. It was incredible. And then he did some fire breathing, a little inside baseball on that. We had to apply for a permit for a Class 1 fire effect with the fire department of Vail. They're very serious. Not joking around in the fire department. That took like 6 weeks to get that gosh darn permit. Had to fill out so much paperwork and answer so many conference calls, but they know what they're doing. They're definitely keeping everybody safe, and
a lot of expensive real estate there. They got
you definitely don't want to fire. So yeah, and what a gorgeous weekend. It was really beautiful. So how about did you get to perform at all? You get to go to the Show Up Showcase?
I did the Show Up Showcase, which was great. It was.
How many days did you do it? It was
I just did it
3 days.
One day. The next day I went hiking. Actually.
Oh, nice. Tell us about the hiking. We'll get back to the comedy.
Oh my God, it was awesome. We actually just hiked up the road and so we got to see like a bunch of the really cool houses in Vail, and then there was a trail that kind of like went off from the road. Just did like a 1-2 mile hike, probably took like an hour or so. It actually it did storm a little bit. Like it was like a quick, like probably like 12-minute storm whenever we were hiking. But it added to the fun. It was just like a
little outdoors adventure for you.
Exactly.
It cooled you off. You're sweating by that point. Get a nice Mother Nature giving you a nice little shower.
Yeah.
And it goes away.
The view when you get up there is just like so incredible. Yeah.
Awesome. Did you go to any other of the venues besides Bridge Street Bar?
Yep. I went to the pizza place. Forgive me, I'm forgetting its name.
Vendettas.
In the
basement. Yep. Where the open mic was, the show.
And then we went upstairs and we watched. There was like a big soccer game, so we watched that a little bit upstairs, and then we also went over to. This isn't one of the venues, but Lions. What was it? Red Lion.
Red Lion. Yep.
Incredible bar in Vail as well. Super fun atmosphere. Yeah. And then I went to the clothing shop. Again, Aviator Nation for the show. I think that was Saturday night.
Was that Al Jackson? Was the headliner? Jackson. Yeah.
So funny.
Secret headliner. HBO, Comedy Central, surprise guest.
Yeah.
Just dropping in at the Vail Comedy Festival. Yeah, that was it. Describe that venue. That was different.
It was, I mean, it was super fun. And that's kind of what was fun about the festival was like, it's built into the town. So like not everything is going to be like a perfect comedy, like club vibe, but it's just like everyone packed into this clothing store. You kind of like, there were some seats that were like definitely like great seating, but then like everybody else is like standing in the back or like hanging out, and it's just fun because like you're watching this guy perform, and it's very intimate in that sense where it's like they call it a village. It felt like a village in a way.
That's awesome. We were very proud and very happy with the business community in Vail that really came out and supported the festival, particularly the venues that gave us their space. I mean, definitely took a chance on having a bunch of rowdy comedy audience members and comedians. And I think we were very good neighbors. We left almost every place nicer than we found it. And Aviator Nation was beautiful. It was really a surprise how well it worked as a venue. Because when I said, can you dim the lights? They like literally pulled the power for the building. I think it just went pitch black. And then we had a spotlight in the back, and we had a stage up in the front
Yeah.
just a portable thing that I bought for the weekend,
Mhm.
and it was perfect. It was great. You know, you couldn't see anything really, but the person on stage, and occasionally a mannequin you might bump into
Yeah.
in the audience, and very colorful. It photographed super well. That was a really fun special venue,
Yeah.
and they want us back next year, so we'll definitely do some more pop-up shows at Aviator Nation. They were awesome.
Yeah, yeah, that place was definitely it felt like the most like, oh, this is a festival that they're putting on in this town. You know, it's like the bar, like you could tell, had like hosted.
Yeah, we do a monthly show there, the Vail Comedy Show. We have another one June 23rd and then July 14th. And basically one Thursday a month, we put on a show there. So we have that. That's kind of professional. You know, it's got a stage, a permanent stage, a professional sound system.
Mhm.
We set up 2 spotlights. We have padded chairs.
Yep.
You know, it for the whole weekend of the Vail Comedy Festival. Bridge Street Bar was a comedy club.
Yep.
Like we had it the entire time. They were incredible partners of the festival.
Yeah.
But then, you know, Vendetta's, the pizza shop, that was like a pop-up comedy show. You know, we just flipped over a bunch of chairs and set up a spotlight and had a roll-up banner, and similar for the Aviator Nation. That was a pop-up place. Yeah, cool. What is something like you look forward now that you've seen Vail Comedy Festival? If you go to a festival in the future, what are you looking for in a comedy festival?
I like that there was something to do essentially from the time you get to the village through the evening. I actually liked the way also that it seemed like it wasn't too spread out. Like everything was kind of like Vail, I guess, works nicely for that because like the village area really.
Yeah, I think the longest walk between venues is 3 minutes.
Exactly.
Which is just incredible. It's really neat. I'm sure we'll grow over the years, maybe spread over into Lion's Head, and then we'll change it a little bit. But the first year was super special because it was so cozy and intimate and just close and convenient.
Yeah, definitely love that. I mean, the headliners, of course, were great, and all the book comedians did a great job too. It was super fun, especially like as a comedian, to like meet other comedians from Colorado. I met some from New York City, which is where I live currently. And like we connected, and then also like, I mean, the headlining show, like every headliner at the show just like was like murdering in the.
Yeah, they were so good. Who did you see? Which nights? Which headliners?
I saw the second and third night. So I saw Stephen Rogers and Caitlin.
And you got to see the Caitlin Palufo show. Yeah. That was probably the highlight for me. That was,
oh my God, she had me dying. It's like for 45 minutes or however long she was up.
Yeah,
I was like couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, she was incredible. I remember just 3 minutes in looking at the clock, and she was at like 2 minutes and 52 seconds. And I felt like my face already hurt. Like she had 20 punchlines already, and she completely took over that room. And it's so small and close, and the way she was able to lean over the railing and just like interact with the audience consistently between her bits. It was just, that was really cool. And Steven, I was dealing with some emergencies during Steven's show, so I didn't get to see it, but I heard so much great feedback about
him. He's amazing. He's such a good comedian.
I mean, he was just on James Corden like the week before the festival, so tours with Brian Regan. Really,
I think I saw him do 3 sets, maybe. That might be wrong. I think I saw him do 3 sets.
Saw him at the open mic, probably. Did you see him at the open mic?
No, wait, maybe I did.
Maybe while you were watching soccer, he was there, and he did a spot which I thought was super cool. It was fun how even the headliners hung out with everybody. I had like a 5-minute conversation with Steven about an act out he did on James Corden, and he was he was so technical and like analytical about what he was doing and how it evolved over time, and it was really cool to be able to rub shoulders with some industry greats.
He was just he was in whenever we were at Aviator Nation. He was kind of in the back hanging out. So we chatted for a bit as well. And I guess that's what I was talking about, is like when it felt intimate, it was like just a town where people are hanging out doing comedy. Like it felt really cool.
That's awesome. That's great. How did you do so let's get back to the open mic. So you got to do a spot. How much time did you do?
I ended up doing 7 minutes because they were nice to let me do 7 minutes. And then actually one of the New York comedians saw me and he was like, "Hey, do you want to do my show when you get back to New York City?" So
Get out of town. That's a win for the festival and for Humzah. That's incredible.
Yeah,
When is that? Is it booked? When is it happening? Let's promote it.
13th. Andre Mitchell booked me on his show. So.
Nice. Is it the kitty something? Some kind of cat theme?
I gotta remember the name.
All right, it doesn't matter. June 13th, Andre Mitchell, great comedian out of New York City, booking Humzah Choudry. Awesome. That's a great story.
Yeah, and even then, like all the comedians I met in Colorado were also like super nice and like hospitable. Like we went and played that game together that sponsored the festival.
Oh yeah, the socially twisted card games. Yeah, they were one of the sponsors.
Yeah, so we had a good time playing that as well, and then just like got to know each other, and it's like more comedy connections. Like, you know, like as a comedian, you kind of want to have like whenever you are traveling in like spots around the country, it was like a great way to network, I guess.
Yeah, terrific way to make the most of your weekend. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. I'm glad you had such a great experience. Let's talk about your comedy a little bit. If you could, here's a question for you. If you could hop into a little time machine, okay? Maybe you walk into the Red Lion and you walk out and you're at wherever you were doing your very first open mic. What's one piece of advice you would give yourself if you could go back in time and talk to yourself at the beginning?
My very first open mic ever?
Yes.
My very first open mic ever, I would tell myself, so I'm like a very self-conscious person, and I worry too much like what others think about me, and nobody's going to remember you after you get off stage. I know that sounds crazy, but like my first open mic I did, I think I literally, it was a 5-minute like open mic, and I think I did like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I was like, okay, thanks. Like I was just like I just ate it. Like,
did you have a 5-minute plan going in?
I did. I don't know. Maybe the 5 minutes, it was like 5 minutes in my head and it just shrunk to like a minute.
Yeah. I know that feeling. Holy cow.
And I just got off stage and it's like, yeah, you just gotta, you definitely like have something written and like just be comfortable. Like if it's an open mic, like nobody expects you to blow the room away, you know, especially if you're new. And also the other thing is like, just do it. Like if you're thinking about just do it. You lose nothing from doing it. You put off everything you want by not doing it, you know?
Absolutely. That's great advice. That's a couple good nuggets there for people getting started in comedy and for Humzah if we figure out time travel.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, other than, can we assume you're coming back to the Vail Comedy Festival in 2023?
Oh, I would be honored to come back, and I hope I'll be there next year for sure.
Awesome. Where else? So people can find you there. If they can time travel to the future, they can find you there. Where else can they find you online?
So my Instagram is it's just my name it's at humz.ah. Some guy beat me to just at Humzah. I don't know who it is, but
that period in there. You know, that's okay. It's like a punchline almost, like cadence, like hums
Yeah, exactly. It's the, what is it, the syllables, Humzah.
Yeah, there you go. It's
so
like the phonetic spelling.
You can find me there, and yeah, definitely follow me there because I'm going to be posting. I've got some stuff I'm working on here in New York, so I'll be posting about that stuff soon.
Very cool. Did you take any good pictures of the festival, at the festival?
Oh my God. Well, I took a few, but I'm not a great photographer. I just, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a few of my friends that came and to the festival, and then definitely some photos while we were hiking.
Nice.
And then a couple late night ones, but nothing.
All right. Well, you have to send me those offline. We'll have to take a peek. Even the hiking ones, I'm interested. Anybody who had a good time and adventure in Vail during the festival is exciting. Okay, so we're just about at the end here. I don't know, any suggestions, anything we should do next year or in the future? Any favorite comics we should try and book?
I think you guys did an incredible job. First of all, I want to shout out you, Mark, because I know you did so much work to get all this done. Like, you're talking about the government, like the firefighters making you fill out paperwork. Filling out paperwork it's so excruciating, and I know it's a lot of work. So thank you for putting it on. I think the one thing that I was thinking about afterwards is like, I wish there were like an after party. Like I felt like after the Aviator Nation one, I was like I had so much fun, and there was like still so much energy.
On Saturday night, we had an after party. We announced it at the end of the show.
Oh, did you really? The night?
Yeah,
That's
yeah. It was right down the street at a bar, and there were discounts for the comedians that had artist passes.
Gotcha.
That's a great suggestion. Better communication, maybe.
Yeah.
On that. That's
it wasn't on the schedule, I guess.
No, it definitely wasn't on the schedule. It was it was kind of last minute ad hoc. Each night we kind of picked where we were gonna basically show up and party our faces off.
Yeah.
Kind of last second. So yeah. All right. Well, Vail Comedy Festival, it's every Memorial Day weekend. You can get more information at vailcomedyfestival.com. Humzah was an audience member. He's a comedian. So pitch to Humzah and everybody else. In November, we will open up submissions for the 2023 Vail Comedy Festival. Get your 5-minute tape ready, bio information, just a standard comedy festival application. That will be in November. Tickets to the general public probably will go on sale first of the year. We expect to sell out again. We sold out the 2022 Vail Comedy Festival. Probably sell it out again in 2023. And thanks for the input and advice, Humzah. And thanks for being a part of it and traveling from Oklahoma. It's really incredible.
I had so much fun. Thank you, Mark. And thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Live from Vail Comedy Festival. That's another episode. We'll have another one coming out soon. I'm Mark Masters. That's Humzah Choudry. Have a great day, everybody.